Hey, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today, the video is going to be just a little bit different, but before I jump into the video, I'd just like to thank everyone for 6.72, I'm just going to say 6.72k, and for watching these videos. I know it was a bit confusing the way I made it because they're the same thumbnail. I got a bit lazy, and I just used the CurseForge thumbnail. But yeah, so be sure to watch these videos, and I will be doing an updated version on how to install Miraculous Ladybug, the mod. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Today we are going to be talking about Day of Dragons, a Steam game who got quite popular quite quickly, then got shut down for a little while, and the creator remade it in a much better way in my opinion. So basically, I'm not sure if you guys know, but J.O.'s dog had a litter of pups, and this is the picture of them, and he's going to be taking a break, which is probably going to be a week, but we never know if it's longer or not, but they say a week. But let's get right into the update and what they have to say. So we have some animations for the Flamestalker. So let's start off with those. So we have the Flamestalker bite. So I think I guess it's okay. There's nothing much to say about it. The textures and everything, obviously they're gonna get better in the game, but right now everything looks quite well put together. But yeah, other than that, the bite, I'm not sure if they modeled it after another animal, because I know whenever I try animations, which I am terrible at, I try to use animal references, but I'm not sure what reference they would use for dragons. Okay, the next animation we have is the Bile attack animation. And now, this animation really looks like that one scene from How to Train Your Dragon when Hook Fang went berserk all over the place. And I wonder if there's going to be a system implemented where if the Flamestalker is breathing fire for too long, it's going to push its limit and it's going to start to damage itself. And I'm not sure how I explain this, but let's say you have your bile and you push okay, there's two ways of this. Okay, so the way one was you would have your bile and you would have purple area or a different color, but purple, yeah. So let's say you're charging and as you use your bile, instead of having a bile count, you charge it instead of it going down, or it goes down into purple, and when it's down in purple, that's when it starts to hurt you. Or if you go all the way into purple, you're completely dried out and you have to wait for it to be completely refilled for you to use it again. But if you stop before it gets into purple, you can just use it, you wait for it to charge just a little bit, and then you can use it again rather than waiting until it fully charges. But yeah, other than that, I really want to see how they're going to do the fire and how they're going to implement that into the game, if they're going to add some sort of burning effect to the environment, or maybe they're just going to add it to other dragons and other creatures. But yeah, I feel like the fire in general can really add to this game. Next, we have the Flamestalker Hover. Now, I love this a lot. I love the way that it like bounces, I guess, up and down a little bit. Its tail sways from side to side, and not a it's not like the motion it's going in, it's not like, I don't know how you would explain it, but the motion that it moves looks unnatural, but very natural right here. So I'm not sure how I would explain that. And I want to know how the Flamestalker is going to breathe while in the air, or use its bile attack while in the air, because I find if it's in the air, it won't be able to just use its bile attack and hover in the same position. I feel like I think you guys understand what I mean. Okay, this is the flying animation. Now, I don't really know how I feel about this. It feels very basic, I would like to say. I feel like there should be a bit of something to add a bit more to the Flamestalker. I'm not sure. Maybe, I'm not quite sure, but it's just missing something. I feel like the Flamestalker would kind of sway from side to side as it flies or something. I don't know. But I feel like it's missing something to make it like really unique, because right now it looks like almost the same thing as the shadow scale fly. The same way the shadow scale flies. Next, we have the laying down, and there's a few things that bother me about this. So the first thing is the arms. Actually, two things about the arms. You can see these little quill-like features at the back here, and they don't seem to pivot right. They seem to stay on this side, even though the elbow twisted in. And I don't know, that just bothers me. And the whole grabbing the hand here, I don't know why, that looks wrong. I don't feel like that's natural. I feel like maybe they looked at dogs sitting down or something. I'm not quite sure what they referenced this to. Maybe a cat. But yeah, I think other than the hand, just something about the hands are really bothering me. And then, well, obviously when it's in the game, I think it won't do that. But then this is going into the body. Next, we have the laying down or the sleep animation. And as for the sleep animation, I don't have much to say about it other than the fact that the Flamestalker seems like it always wants to stay hot. So one thing that I don't know why, but one thing I think would be kind of cool is it would ball up, like it would wrap its tail around itself, and it would have a little glow in the middle, maybe under its wing. Like once you're in that position, it spawns in like a little light block right under you that nobody can obviously see from afar, but it glows from the inside, or the dragon starts to glow a little bit to resemble that it's like heating up. And yeah, I don't know why, but I think that would be kind of cool. But yeah, let's move on to the Swamp Snapper. So now, as for the Swamp Snapper, the walking animation is 100% the same thing as a crocodile, I believe. And if it's not, I was just wrong and I feel embarrassed now. But this looks almost the same thing as a crocodile walk. And I'll put a little video on the screen. But I think you guys can see the way the Swamp Snapper walks is similar to the way a crocodile walks. And yeah, I just wanted to mention that because this gives it a very natural look. It gives it a very, almost a look that you'll recognize. If you see this in the distance, you could kind of tell it's a swamp, I can never say its name, Swamp Snapper. And you don't like misidentify it as a shadow scale or anything because of the way it walks specifically. And I'm sure it's gonna run like a crocodile too, or sprint like a crocodile. Next, we have the basking. So now when it comes to basking, crocodiles do this to cool down. So I'm thinking maybe the game might be adding some sort of cold-blooded reptiles. And an example of how this would work would be cold-blooded reptiles like a certain temperature. You could have a heat bar at the bottom of your screen, and when you're in water, your heat bar goes down. When you're out of water, it goes up. When you're in like deserts, it goes up by 3 instead of by 1 if you were in the snow. Or no, if you're in the snow, it decreases by like 5 or something. But you could really vary with the way different biomes react on the creature, because then you can have, I feel like this would be really essential to grow the game a bit more, because now people are gonna start thinking strategically. for example, people are going to be like, okay, we are going to nest in the snow biome or the ice biome because we know swamp snappers can't get up here. We won't nest next to the water because obviously these guys inhabit the water. And yeah, I don't really know, but this guy overall, I love the model. It looks like a snapping turtle with crocodile parts. Snapping, yeah, it looks like a mix between a snapping turtle and a crocodile. Next we have the swim animation, which also resembles one of a crocodile's animation when it comes to swimming. And one thing I've noticed is it's like it's paddling with all fours. And I'm not sure, and its tail is flat. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but a crocodile's tail is not, it's flat, but from bottom to top. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's vertical. It's flat vertical and not horizontal. And this is flat horizontal. So if you're thinking of this from a logistics side, this wouldn't swim well. But I think if you flip the tail, if you make it almost as if a crocodile, and then the limbs shouldn't be moving as much. The limbs, I feel like, should stay close to the body at most of the time, and the tail is doing most of the work. And then after maybe every, I don't know, every time, I don't know animation too well, but every time the animation does 5 tail swings, it moves like the hands one time. But the hands I don't think should be moving this much if it's a stable swimmer. Next we have a bite animation, which is obviously, I'm not sure if it's fully implemented because it is a snapper. So this could be how it works. It holds its jaw open, and then as soon as prey comes, it closes it. But yeah, I'm not quite sure about this animation, if this is a complete animation yet. But obviously, it's not only going to affect this head, it's gonna ripple down a bit, I think. But yeah. Next, we have the lunge attack animation. Now, this lunge animation, I'm assuming it comes from the water. And I'm not sure if it's from water onto land, or if it's from, if you're trying to catch something in the air above the water. I'm not quite sure where this would take place. But other than that, I think I really like it, because especially that little end tail slam, I think it needs to be a bit smoother though at the end with the tail, because the tail seems to stay in the same position coming up, but I feel like the tail should droop down as it comes up and lift as it comes down. I just find that makes most sense in my head. And the swamp snapper does not have a bile attack, and I was thinking maybe the swamp snapper could have an ability that uses a bile, but it's not an external ability, if you understand. It's more of an ability that uses bile, but it does not project anything. So it doesn't project fire, it doesn't project plasma, it doesn't project water, it doesn't project acid. But what this ability does is it allows you to grab onto players or other creatures, or it allows you to grab things. But not like a pickup grab, it's a grab. And once you grab something, maybe multiple people can grab one entity or one creature, and it inflicts a bleeding effect, and the creature can struggle to break free, and your objective is to get it into the water and try to drown it. And now the game would have to implement an oxygen feature, which would also be really cool, because that also opens the gate for aquatic creatures only, that they only have oxygen underwater and not above water, and some creatures such as the Flamestalker can't breathe underwater at all, so you have like 5 seconds underwater and you're dead. Or maybe the Flamestalker can breathe for longer because it can create bubbles with its fire, like ignites itself. But I don't know. I feel like we need some sort of attack that involves the water. So I feel like if the Swamp Snapper could grab its prey, drag it into the water, drown it, and then eat it. Or just holding it. Because if you're an adult and you got dragged down, maybe it breaks your bone and you can't fly, maybe, instead of dragging. I'm just thinking out loud, but I feel like the ability to drag your prey underwater really implements an ambush ability, because let's say you're just waiting there, someone comes by, you slowly go, you grab them by the head, assuming that they're drinking water, and you pull them in, and they're struggling to break free, and the more they struggle, the more stamina they burn, and you won't be able to swim too fast, because then it's going to be a bit overpowered, and maybe the teammates are going to be trying to shoot at you to let them free, and your objective is to try keeping them underwater, or letting the bleed damage do a lot of damage until you can just bite them and eat them. But yeah, I think, yeah, I'm really excited for the Swamp Snapper, to be honest, because that's going to be, well, the first water creature. I don't really consider the acid a water creature. Okay, but next we have the Acid's Mourn emote. So now, with a Mourn emote, this emote, I have to say, looks amazing. You can really, there's no sound, but I feel like the sound that's going to go with this is obviously not going to be uptight. It's going to be really down low, really slow, and it's going to be sad, obviously, because it is a mourn. But now, I think this is quite essential, especially for people who like to roleplay, because, I mean, it explains itself. People who like to roleplay are going to love this, because, I don't know, maybe their child dies and they mourn it, and it just adds a bit of flavor to the game. And yeah, that's all I have to say for the mourn emote, or the mourn, yeah, emote. Okay, next we have the Acid Spitter Rage emote. Now, I like most of it, but the end. Something about the end, you'll see right now. Right here. He drops down, or she drops down. I think that really doesn't make it seem angry, the way it just drops down at the end. It seems tired. It seems almost exhausted. So, I'm not sure. I think it should end strong. Maybe it like frills up and like starts to rattle, and like its mouth turns green, and then everything goes back to normal. Something along those lines. I feel like it needs something to add. But yeah, next we have some models, being the Cave Cutter, which I'm pretty sure is just a retextured spider. I'm not sure if it does anything. Maybe, I feel like maybe if you eat one of these, you can get frostbite, which makes I don't know, which doesn't allow you to drink water, because it seals your lips shut, or it seals your tongue shut or something, because of the ice. Next we have the, what is this? The Blitz Striker. So, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to be this, because I think that'd be really cool if we were able. Adult, elder, maybe we will be able to be this, but this looks really cool. I'm not seeing legs, which I love. I love snake dragons. Yeah, no, this looks really cool. I have nothing to say bad about it, because I haven't seen its animation. Other than that, I'm not sure what this is. The little indent right under its wing. I feel like that should be smooth. And then I'm not sure how big this thing's gonna be, but I feel like an elder should have horns, maybe. I'm not sure. But I like the overall idea though, because I love like snake dragons. But yeah, so, and then, oh yes, dragon carcasses, which I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'm not sure if they're going to do carcasses for each individual dragon, or each dragon drops the same carcass. But I'm not sure why you would have dragon carcasses. Maybe we can get a creature that eats bones and they'll feed on the carcasses. I'm not quite sure why you would want dragon carcasses. Or maybe it's for the map to make a certain area look a certain way. But yeah. Next we have this. And one thing I want to talk about quickly is the quests and rewards. So it says Flickr has been working on some possible cosmetic quest rewards. So you do quests and you get these little bugs, I'm getting. And these little bugs you can equip to yourself. I've seen I think this in the game before. I'm not sure. I've seen something above people's head. It's like jellyfish. I'm not sure if it's this though. But I'm not quite sure. So do you just, I'm just thinking. Do you just equip these, or I'm not sure how they work. There's a few. I like this one. This one looks really nice. Ooh, this one reminds me of what is it? Thorn bug? I think so. But yeah, that is everything for the devlog 16, I believe. Yes, devlog 16. And I'll quickly do one of these so you guys can look what it added. And yeah, that is all for the devlog. Hopefully this update will be out soon. And tell me guys down below if you guys want me to review the update when it comes out. And other than that, thank you guys for all the support and see you guys on the next adventure.